on the set is a very, very special guest. I know you guys out there thought I wasn't going to have any guests coming in, but guess what? I got a very special guest. I must introduce to you guys the producer of this program we call Skybox Sports Show, Paul Glasgow, who's also the co-host of the all-new Beat Down TV that's buzzing everybody right now,
Absolutely.
man. And he's on to talk boxing and mixed martial arts with us in our boxing and mixed martial arts segment here, where we give the best and most informative information in the world of boxing and mixed martial arts. Paul, you got some things for us? You were out in New Orleans over this weekend, had some exciting times, some exciting things to talk about. What's up, man?
Well, we covered the UKC event down there. Lee Ward and myself went down there to New Orleans, and it was in the warehouse district. The sugar mill is actually where it went. And let me tell you, Anthony Triguero and a guy named Eric Morton, he's actually with the New Orleans Police Department. Those were the guys that actually sponsor, or I guess put the event on. They were the promoters of the whole event. They own UKC, I guess. And of course, we met Anthony on the show here a few weeks ago, and along with Mike Morrison, who was the owner of the sugar mill. Mike helped them put the whole production on, and I can honestly say, and it's nothing against these guys, but we've been to so many of these fights, Mark. We've been to the big ones. We've seen the UFC guys, K1 guys, and we've been to some of the smaller ones. And I don't think these guys would be offended by me saying they are a smaller organization. I mean, this was their first fight. However, my expectations were certainly exceeded. These guys did a great job.
Wow, awesome.
The production quality overall certainly exceeded my expectations. I wasn't expecting the audio to be as good as it was. I mean, when the song kicked in, it really rattled the seats. The whole production moved well. In other words, you go to some of these fights, and in between the fights, there's too much lag time. And the fans start grumbling and, complaining, when's the next fight going to start? These guys rocked it through. I mean, you barely had a time for a song to play in between these fights. As soon as the guy hit the locker room after the fight was over, the other two guys his ring walk song was being played.
Really? They were really snapping it and had it rolling.
They kept it banging, and there was 11 fights. So with a night when you're going to have 11 fights, you have to do that. But I can tell you, once it started, there was a slight intermission right before the two main events. There was a co-main event and a main event, which that was a planned intermission. It's not like they had a hiccup or anything. They actually intended there to be a slight 5-10 minute time span in between, and that was fine. It kind of gave everybody a chance, since the night had moved so quickly. It gave everybody a chance to go grab a fresh cold beer, something like that, stretch your legs, whatever, before the two top fights started. So really, it was planned right. I really was impressed with how these guys pulled it off. The light show, spectacular light show. They had the go-go lighting with Miller Lite and Wild Turkey's logos plastered up on the walls. I mean, it was just a real professional feel to it. I mean, obviously the venue wasn't the size of the Toyota Center in Houston that we been to, or the LA Coliseum, but still, on the small scale, it rivaled those bigger productions, simply because you expected it to be smaller. And it was fine. And they pulled it off great. The fights were good. I can say there were some knockouts, and there are two guys, Liam McCarty, and I forget the other guy's name. We've got a piece that we're going to show here shortly. Liam was on the show also a few weeks ago. Those two guys, their two main guys, did win belts that night. So they'll be defending their belts. I believe in August is the next fight for the UKC, but they will be defending those belts then. And
great job for UKC, man. Much props to you guys, Anthony and all you guys, the entire organization. Great job, and we look forward to working with you guys on more productions.